This is my 1971 Chevelle. Bought the car in 2006, so I've had it about 13 years, a little over 13 years. Very nice car. Very solid, extremely straight body. Very nice paint. Do a close-up of all the body panels. Hopefully this video will turn out alright. It's an old-fashioned camcorder I'm using. Again, the car is very straight. Extremely nice paint. This is not a new paint job. Paint job was about 10 years old when I bought it in 2006, so it's over 20 years old. It's been kept in absolutely great shape. It is not a modern clear coat paint. It's a single stage paint, like a polyurethane. In my opinion, when you polish it up nice, it looks better than the modern paints. Now, being 20 years old, if you get on your hands and knees and crawl around, you will find a couple of chips here and there. But it's very nice. No bubbles or deep scratches or anything like that. The bumpers are original. I had them re-chromed a while back. The wheels are wheel Vintiques. They're actually Oldsmobile wheel style with the Chevy caps. I like them better than the Chevy version because they're all chrome. You don't have to use trim rings, and the centers are chrome instead of painted. This video is probably going to be a little long, but anyone that's truly interested in the car, they won't mind. I'm not a professional or anything, so you have to live with my babbling. Very nice interior. I've gone through the interior, kind of redone everything. Everything except the carpet was in it when I bought it. And it's the headliner, but it was in good shape, so I didn't replace the carpet or headliner. The carpet, it has a couple fuzzies and a couple spots. You could pretty just trim it off, or if you're real picky, you could replace it in the future. But seats have all been redone of new foam and covers. Refinished the dash. All new door panels. Doors are all rust free. The whole car is good. No body issues. It's kind of an original look, except obviously I have the tack on the column there. Has its original gauges, but I also added, these are aftermarket gauges in the original dash. I don't know if you can see it. There's a volt gauge here, a temp gauge, and oil pressure gauge. Made to look exactly like the original gauges. Have a modern electronic stereo in the original radio spot. Console obviously has been modified. It's a different top plate. Got a transmission temperature gauge, oil temperature gauge, and a vacuum gauge. This is a switch for brake line lock in the front. This is just a power switch for the electric fuel pump. B&M slap shifter. Now if you wanted to go back to original, you could just unbolt this stuff and bolt in an original style top plate and horseshoe shifter. It'd go back in there. Let me get the key out, start it. Car's a little cold. I just had about a 5-minute drive to this location here. Gotta love the sound of a big block. I realized I didn't open the passenger door. open up the hood. I'm gonna set the camera down for a minute. Everything's real nice. Guess I'll start with the engine. It's started out as a ZZ502 GM crate engine. Then I had Chris Straub from Straub Technologies design a custom cam for it. I told him I wanted, a cam that'd get me to 600 horsepower, but I still wanted to retain good street manners, and he nailed it. I got the dyno sheet. It's over 600 horsepower and 600 torque. Let's see, it's got a 1000 HP carburetor built by Pro Systems carburetors. Edelbrock air gap intake, been ported to match the head ports. The heads, I had a valve, a 5-angle competition valve job done on them. They were shaved just 35 thousandths, just to bump the compression up a tad. It's still a relatively low compression engine in the high 9s. Runs great. I run 92 octane in it. It's got roller rockers. It's got Morel hydraulic roller lifters. It's a hydraulic roller cam. Headers are Sanderson, 1 7/8 primary, 3-inch collectors. MSD ignition. Power steering, basic stuff. It's got aluminum Griffin radiator. This is your line lock. This is a manual proportioning valve for the rear brakes. You can adjust them to how you like. It has stock disc brakes in the front and drum in the rear. The inner fenders, like the core support, all that's been powder coated gloss black, just because I wanted it to kind of match the outside of the car. One negative thing about the car is it does not have a heater. That has all been removed. So if you want a heater, that's something you'll have to add. Or I could maybe even add that if you cover the costs. Put like a vintage air heater in it. That would be the simplest route. It's original cowl induction hood. The frame, I put a frame from a convertible Chevelle under this car because they are boxed from the factory and stronger. Frame is powder coated, semi-gloss black, along with the original control arms are powder coated, been redone. It's got, all new bushings, polyurethane bushings, bigger front sway bar. I don't know if you can be able to see under here. Bigger front sway bar. The power steering gear is from a Jeep Grand Cherokee. That's a common swap a lot of Chevelle guys do because it gives you a little quicker ratio and firmer power steering feel instead of the pinky Cadillac floaty type feeling. Shocks all around are dual adjustable Viking shocks. can adjust both the compression and the rebound independently. Got a transmission cooler, braided lines running up through it, through the frame, so they're kind of hidden. Front springs are just Moog or Mog replacement, but I use a small block spring so it sits a little lower in the front. The rear end, the rear suspension, it has all Hotchkiss components, so it's like a 1-inch drop spring in the rear. You know, box Hotchkiss lower arms, adjustable upper arms, frame braces. The rear end is a 411 posi. The tubes have been welded to the center. Aftermarket axles in it. Can't think of the name. The rear sway bar is like an anti-roll bar. It attaches to the frame, makes it more sturdy in the back. That's made by Hellwig. The exhaust is 3-inch true dual exhaust, no H or X crossover. You got pipes, brand Violator mufflers, 3-inch stainless tips, newer gas tank. I've pretty much gone everything on this car. The only thing I did not do, which I'm kind of kicked myself for, is when I swapped the frame out, I did not clean up the floorboards. They're just original. There's no rust or nothing, but they got the original 1971 gunk under there, if you know what I mean. But I mean, the frame's beautiful, all brand new, powder coated. The transmission is a Rossler Turbo 400 street strip. It does have an automatic valve body, so you can just put it in drive and drive it like an everyday car, or you can shift it manually. The torque converter is custom one by FTI. Drives real nice and tight on the street. It's not loose. You don't have to give a lot of gas, feel like you're slipping on time. It goes good, but if you stomp on it, it'll jump up to about 3,800 RPM and really kick in. Yeah, see, I'll pop the trunk. It used to have a battery in the trunk when I bought it, but I moved it back up to the front. I just left the box back here. I keep rags and emergency toolkit and a couple belts in there. It's a good spot to throw stuff so it's not rolling around in the trunk. I got this carpet in the trunk, but I'll pull it back. There's no rust in the trunk. It's all solid, all nice. Probably forgetting a bunch of stuff, but that's about it. Very nice car. You can comfortably drive it on the street. It's got real good street manners. I have taken it to the track a few times. It runs 11.5 was my fastest time. Thanks for watching.